This is Uffington White Horse, and it's prehistoric. It was built around 3,000 years ago, between 1400 and 600 BC, which was in the Bronze Age. It is by far the oldest of all the white horses in Great Britain, and its design is completely unique. Some say it isn't even a horse, but a dragon. Tradition has it that you can stand in the dragon's or horse's eye and you can make a wish. But the one place I'm interested in today is Dragon's Hill. Dragon's Hill is a small knoll immediately below the Uffington White Horse. It is speculated that it may have been used as some sort of Iron Age ritual site associated with the nearby hill figure. But in more recent times, Dragon Hill is said to be the very place where St. George slew the dragon. In its summit, you can see there is a bare patch of chalk upon which no grass will grow. It is said to be where the dragon's blood spilled. It was about 1980, 82, something like that. I would have been about 11, 12, 13. Thatcher was in power. Reagan was the president of the United States. There was a lot of nuclear paranoia. The Cold War was in its sort of second major phase, and most of us sort of spent our lives thinking we were about to be annihilated off the face of the planet. Now, as you can appreciate, that was a pretty scary time for a young lad, and this is where the story of Dragon's Hill sort of comes into the equation. Now, I used to spend a lot of time around at a friend's house, and his sister was very much into paranormal things, you know, like ghosts and UFOs, and she always had lots and lots of books lying around all over the house. And whenever I went to my friend's house, which was, I practically lived around there as a kid, I would always have my nose in these books. Now, what's that got to do with Dragon's Hill, I hear you say? Okay, in one of these books, I'm sure it was in one of these books, I came across a very, very powerful picture that I saw of Dragon's Hill, and there was a giant UFO hovering over it with a big ladder coming down to the top of Dragon's Hill. Now, in the picture it depicted that there were all these sort of weary humans all sort of standing around, and what they were doing was they were actually going up this ladder to the UFO. Now, in the description, it described the humans, or the last surviving humans of planet Earth, being rescued by this huge UFO, at the end of the world, and this was the place where it was going to happen. I can remember today that image of that UFO and Dragon's Hill with the ladder going up to it and the people all gathered on Dragon's Hill being rescued. I can remember it as clearly in my head today as when I first saw it as a boy. Now, the thing is, this was such a powerful, prolific image that stuck with me. It gave me a little bit of hope. I was just a kid. I was scared of being wiped out in some horrible nuclear attack. And the very next day, the day after I first saw this picture, I went back to my friend's house to try to find it. And here's where it gets kind of weird, because I never found it. I went through every single book that was available to, you know, that my mate's sister had, and we couldn't find this picture anywhere. In the end, because we went through every single possible book and magazine and everything that was available to us, and we couldn't find this picture, I had everybody looking for it, we had to conclude that I must have dreamt it, or it came to me in some kind of weird vision or something. But that image is so powerful and so in my head even today, and this image has been coming back to me all throughout my life, that Dragon's Hill, or Dragon Hill, is the place to be at the end of the earth. So I've come to the conclusion that I must have dreamt it, or it comes to me in some kind of a vision or something when I was a boy, and it stuck with me right throughout my adult life. Now, I don't know whether it's true or not. I mean, I'd like to think it's true, but all I can say is that with 2012 coming up, if you believe the end of the world's coming at 2012, and the whole world's going to sort of, you know, go to hell in a handbasket, then I would say you might want to swing by Dragon's Hill.